Hey everyone, Aladdin's Castle here. I am back with another movie series. Today I am bringing you guys a fan favorite, I think. It is a 1980s series actually on TV. It's DuckTales. DuckTales is basically a animated show that was aired, I think, in the late 80s. It basically revolves around the story of Donald Duck's nephews, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. I think the idea was that Donald Duck was enlisted into the Navy, and he pretty much seeked out his uncle Scrooge McDuck to watch out for the three nephews, and they kind of go on an adventure. They kind of fight some evil villains like Magica, and they learn about money, basically. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a breakdown of the deck. It is a Sapphire Amethyst build, and I took it to my locals, and I went 0-3, so not too well, but I'll give you guys some fun themes that kind of work around it. Round one, I played against Ruby Emerald, which was my wife, who was playing a kind of like a drain lore deck that involves Lyle, and every time I take out one of the characters, I lose a lore. And then round two, I went against Emerald Steel. I lost that. I couldn't get my combos off because of steel cards at damage. And then round three was against Ruby Sapphire. I had my Lucky Dimes out, but I wasn't able to keep a board with the late game too. So a little rough, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and talk about the deck choices. So starting off with the one-cost cards. You're running Sapphire, and Popsicle is one of your best draw engines. So pairing this up with Favasham, that is kind of no stranger to this game, is, drawing cards. Next, I run 4 Rafiki. You need ways to challenge, some of those aggressive decks out there. Some decks that run like 1-3, Flynn's or Minis still exist, or Locations, which is also really good. Being able to challenge +3 is super strong early game, and it helps you fight against aggro. Onto the 2 costs, we run 4 Hueys. So this is one of the first nephews. I don't know if this is the youngest one. It might be, actually. I mean, I don't know if they're all the same age, but whenever this character quests, if you have characters named Dewey and Louie in play, you may draw 3 cards. So it's a very interesting build. Like, you play these nephews on 2, 3, and 4, and then you could quest on, turn 4, and then you're able to draw 3. So it's a lot of work just to kind of get these guys out, but it's very thematic. They have support, which if you're not going to be able to draw because of that engine, you could always give support and kind of clear the board that way, which is like your other strategies, kind of board clear so that later game could play your powerful items and stuff. Next is Lena, Saberwing. Lena is basically the best friend of Webby Vanderquack. She is a fabricated persona of the Shadow of Magica, and you kind of see that with her, kind of her aura, basically. Rebellious teenager. She has Rush. You play cards that give strength to her, so she could become like a 3/3. She's pretty much like your Madam Fox in this deck because she has the Rush for 2 ink rather than 3 ink. Then I ran 2 Magica De Spell. She is basically evil sorceress who is after Scrooge's like lucky dime and stuff and money. She basically wants to melt the coin that he has into like powerful magic like amulets. And fun fact, she's also good friends with like Madam Mim, which is kind of funny. So there's a little bit of lore background where she's kind of featured, I think, in the series. So that's pretty cool. I feel like I should up her up to 4 though, so that I could shift early, because I wasn't seeing enough targets, and I think being able to shift the bigger Magica earlier would have made a big difference. Onto the 3 costs, the other nephew, we have Dewey. Dewey also has support. 2/3, quest for 2, solid stats, inkable. He mixes with the engine of the nephews. Next, I run 4 Fishbone Quills. You could draw pretty decent in this with Popsicles, and if you have the nephew package. Fishbone Quill allows you to ramp up early, so you can play those bigger cost items early. So it's needed. You're ramping, so you gotta play it. Next, I run 4 friends on the other side. Sing, draw 2, easy. That is name of the game, drawing cards. Then I run 2 Crab. Crab helps me trade into bigger threats. If they have like Robin Hood or something like that, or 5 willpower characters, it's just really good to give certain characters a buff, which you'll see in a little bit too. I run 1 Jiro, whatever his name is. He is also down in the family tree. He is basically a famous inventor. He also made the Gizmo Duck suits, which I don't know if we have a card of that yet, but I'll put up a reference photo or whatever. But he is very techy. You could exert him to put an item card from your discard pile on top of your deck. So if you get rid of a possible because of Hiram, you could kind of exert him. He has 4 willpower, so he's likely to survive a lot of the challenges. And you could just kind of top deck certain items back to your deck. Didn't really use it, but he's there. 4 costs, Louis. He is the last part of the nephew. He's a highly statted Dewey, 3/4, quest for 2, support. So when I have all 4 of these guys out, quest with Huey, and I could draw 3. Amethyst deck, so run goats, Merlins. Alternative win condition, sometimes even gaining a lore passively just by playing him or getting rid of him can win you the game. That is also no stranger to the Amethyst package. And then I have 3 Hirams. You could also play 4. Deck space was really tight in this. I didn't want to go over 60 so I could see my combos. But we already know what he does. He just draws extra stuff. Flint, Heart, Glom Gold. I can't even pronounce that right. And I probably said it wrong because I think he's just Scottish heritage. But he is the rival and nemesis to Scrooge. I think he's like the 2nd richest duck in the family line. But he's a little bit more selfish and greedy compared to like Scrooge. And he usually does like, dirty things to get his way, basically. He kind of cheats his way into winning stuff, and he's a little bit more arrogant compared to Scrooge. But you can kind of see it in this artwork. But during your turn, this character gains evasive, so he's all right. But he's listed as a villain, so I thought that was pretty funny. Of course, you got to put the location of McDuck Manor in play. That is Scrooge's mansion. That's where they stay. $1 million house, whatever it is. Quests for 2, 9 health, really hard to get rid of. So it's a nice alternative win condition if you need that extra lore. Next is the man himself, Scrooge McDuck, guy who loves money. He is named after Ebenezer Scrooge, actually, from the Charles Dickens Christmas Carol novel/movie. He is the richest duck in the family lineage. And Donald Duck is his nephew, and he just owns a lot of money. He's the owner of the dime, the lucky coins and stuff, and his effect is really strong. Besides the evasive part, during your turn he gains evasive. His ability is during your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you may play an item for free. And just to kind of give you guys a preview, lucky dime combo with that. You could challenge, you could play Crab to give him plus extra strength. You could use your support characters to give him extra strength. So he could just challenge any character basically, most likely banish, and then you could play this lucky dime for free, and then you could do some shenanigans with it. But that is the main idea. I was able to get it off once, but not enough characters in play to kind of make a difference. 6 costs, Gaston. He's one of your facilitators for the lucky dime. I mean, he's in like the Ruby Sapphire builds, and just being able to lucky dime Gaston is strong. Being able to look at the top 3 also is really good, and questing for 3 is powerful, so you need a good top end that could quest pretty aggressively. Lucky dime, like I mentioned, you pay 2, choose a character of yours, gain lore equal to their lore. So you could gain 3 with Gaston, quest 3 for Gaston, so that's really powerful. And then the other dream combo is pairing up Lucky Dime with Magica De Spell. She is a 7 cost, 4/6, no lore, but she's shish for 5/2. Her ability is whenever this character quests, gain lore equal to the cost of one of your items in play. So you're going to be questing for 7, questing again with Gaston for 3. You guys kind of see the idea. Never was able to get her off. I think maybe increasing Magica to maybe 3, and then also the 2 costs to like maybe 4. I'll have a better chance to kind of get this combo off. But it was definitely fun to potentially get that off. But yeah, I mean, that is the whole premise of the deck. I know there's a lot of other DuckTales characters that weren't featured, like Della Duck, who's in Ruby, and some other characters that are featured as well. But it's a fun deck. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys are playing some fun themes. Next week, we got another movie theme coming up. I also got my 400 subscriber contest going on. Make sure you subscribe, and I'm giving away a trove. And we'll see you guys in the next one. So peace out. See you guys later.